we're not going to make the steaks that you all probably know, like ribeye steak or filet mignon or something like this, strip loin. We're not using popular steaks. We are going to show you that there are more steaks in a cow, more muscles available that can actually become a steak. The name of the first steak is a hanger steak. It's actually a muscle that does completely nothing. It's deep inside the cow, and it used to be called the butcher's steak. That's because butchers used to take it home because it's not pretty. It's quite hard to sell this piece of meat. It's a tiny muscle that you can find actually in cow's belly, but deep inside the cow. It's connected to diaphragm, it's connected to kidneys. So sometimes it does have a little bit of livery flavor. This is what I really love because it makes the flavor really complex. There's one butcher job you have to do with this steak. You see this white vein in between. We have to get rid of this. That's the only butcher thing we have to do because it's gonna get tougher after we cook this steak. So if you have a knife like this, which is more or less sharp, you just have to move the tip of the knife across the vein, and in a few minutes or seconds, it will be clean. This is one of the steaks that cannot be cooked too well done because it might get tough. So this steak we are eating rare or medium rare, or even you can eat it raw. All the white stuff that you see, like this vein, we have to get rid of this because there are two kinds of white stuff on the meat. One is fat, which is our friend. Yeah, it's taste, it's flavor, but the connective tissue, it will usually get tougher after grilling. So if this vein is really tough right now, so after grilling, it will be unedible. I'm taking a little bit of fat in order to grease my pan. You don't need oil, guys. You can use the fat that's coming together with the meat. So yeah, my pan is ready. And what we can do with hanger, we can put it like this on a pan, but we can actually make it faster by cutting the steak into butterfly, or what French people call onglet. So this is how you do it. All you need is a knife. Any cook will handle this job, even drunken one or one on hangover, don't worry. So we cut it like this. Now we have a nice butterfly, which is thin, and we can cook it quite fast. Some people will say, oh, but it will not be so juicy as the thick one. That's true. But this also has advantages because in this steak we'll have plenty of caramelization because searing is additional flavor. That's why we need two sources of heat to make a good steak. First source is a very high heat. The higher the better, actually. And on this high heat, I will show you that. A little bit of salt. Salt will make a nice crust. So I'm putting it in a very high temperature. And here, the higher the better. Actually, if you have a charcoal grill, wonderful. If you have a special oven that reaches 600 or 800 degrees, wonderful. But make sure you know how long you're going to cook the steak in a high temperature. Because sometimes, in a very high temperature, it can take 10 seconds to sear the steak to receive additional flavors. But sometimes if you have, for example, a pan like me or a grill that is not very powerful, it can take 1 to 3 minutes. But cooks in Poland always say that, oh, you have to close the pores of the meat. You have to close the meat. That's why we do it. It's actually not the main purpose of cooking the steak in a very high heat. Imagine that. When we have a steak like this and it's completely raw, it doesn't have too much aromas. It doesn't smell very good. If it smells, it's usually not a great smell, and we should probably throw it away. But the moment we put it in a high temperature, the moment it actually reaches the flames and really, really hot grill, we feel beautiful aromas all around the place. Yeah? First row, what do you think? Do you feel it already? Do you smell it? Not yet? You can come over closer. Yeah, that's why we do it, to give additional aromas to this meat, additional flavor. That's a Maillard reaction. It's really important. We cannot omit this moment. But then, if we have a steak like this, I can put it as well on a grill. we need something that's called indirect heat. So here I have prepared another pan for indirect heat. It's on a much lower temperature. And in this pan, I'm going to finish up the thick steak, because the thin one, it will actually be cooked within 1 or 2 minutes. This is what we call 1 minute steak. You see these marks here? Guys, it's not just for fun. This is additional flavor. This is what we really, really like. Are you getting hungry already? I am. I'm not using the thermometer for the thick one. I'm seeing that the juiciness is already running away from the steak. That's a signal that this steak is probably already close to medium or something like this. So I'm putting the steak for resting. Exactly. This is really important. Oh, take a look at this stuff. You see this? You see? Yeah? Okay, let's make a nice grilling marks on the steak. Hanger steak is almost ready. I'm gonna finish it up on a pan. So I'm putting some butter on the pan, but make sure this pan is not hot, because obviously we're gonna burn the butter. We're gonna burn, and also we don't need high temperature for the steak. You can put some garlic, obviously, in a pan, some herbs like, I don't know, thyme. You can put it like this, actually. We take the steak. Oh my God, I could eat it already, really. We put it in a butter. And we must have one cook to do this for a few minutes. It will cook it to our required doneness. And obviously, butter with herbs and with garlic will give it plenty of additional flavor. We are now eating the steak, yeah? So, make sure, look at the hanger steak, yeah? Look at the fibers. It goes diagonally. It doesn't go like this, doesn't go like this. So make sure you cut the steak against the grain. It's really important, okay? It rested. The color gets darker in a minute, actually, because of the oxygen. It gets, how to say it, like an IT world, updated. It's getting updated in a few minutes. I know we put salt already before grilling, but it's not a problem to put a little bit also after, because the inside is not salty at all. Let me know if it's good. There was a complaint. It's not good. It's perfect. Okay, let's cut this one. Let's see what's the difference. Take a look inside. This time no thermometer, but inside the color is really nice, somewhere close to medium rare probably. So that was the last moment actually I could take it off. The steak is ready. A little bit of salt. And yeah. Come on guys, try this one. So, was it good or not? Perfect, again. I didn't spoil it. I had a good product and I didn't spoil it. Oh my God, my job is so easy. It's the easiest job in the world. I could do it for free, actually. But they still want to pay me.